Well, students, this is it. Our last week together in Tech 2 and your final project submitted. Let me talk about this. It says right here, this last week, you are going to complete your app and submit for distribution on our app sharing webpage. So, big idea is the same, essential question is the same. How can you design and create an app that is wanted or needed? And you're learning in language targets. I can program the control layer, the code of my app in MIT App Inventor and package it for Android devices. Basically, you can create an APK file. You can do this by reading your design brief, watching and listening to this video, and to using the code blocks in MIT App Inventor. If this sounds like a repeat, including the typos of last week, you're right, it is. Now, here's different. This is what your job is this week. Of course, watch this video and then read the rubric with this lesson and make sure your app meets the criteria. And guys, this is, if you've been keeping up, this week is really just checking your work. You are going to go back over and you are going to look at this rubric, which is mostly in the form of a checklist or checklists, and you're going to make sure that your app meets standard. And then you're going to have an opportunity this week. Your time is, do I need to make any corrections or do I want to enhance my app? You are going to also then make sure it's built into an APK file for distribution, and you are going to turn in that APK file, and then I'll talk to you I'll talk to you about what happens to it then. Here's what the rubric looks like. Like I say, it's in 3 sections. And there is the planning and documentation section. And guess what, guys? You've done this. At least you've done it if you've been doing the assignment so far. I'm just going to give you a number grade for doing that here. And the coding requirement, same thing. You should have done the code by now. And if you have, fantastic. This is your week to just check through it and make sure that it is what the design brief says. And that includes that it has at least one list, it includes a procedure, and that it includes loops, like the if-else event handlers would be an example. And you can see there, if you want a 4 for your grade, then there's the criteria for that. And then your final app submission, well, it meets all of the coding requirements and it was turned in as an APK file. That's the kind of file that can be installed on an Android device. It includes an icon and it works. It actually functions as intended. And again, if you want a 4 for that, you need to take it up a notch in terms of how the app looks in the view layer. Does it have your own art that you have created? For instance, are the buttons more than just the rectangle shapes that are available in App Inventor? Did you create your own button art in a third-party app like Pixel or Gravit or Sketchpad? So that's what the rubric looks like. In terms of your grade, your rubric score will be in 3 columns in the Skyward gradebook. It'll be for the planning, for the code, and for the final app, just like on the rubric. So that's what, and those will be not the check marks like most of this quarter. This will be your rubric score. Now, what happens then? So I have a phone from our cart at school here at home. I'm going to take your APK files and I'm going to install each of your apps that you turn in on a phone. I'm going to make sure the icon is there. I'm going to make sure that it works as intended. And then I'm going to take that APK file and I'm going to put it on our website. If you look right down here, apps by individual students, I am going to put it down on the web page there. Please email me if you either don't want your app or you don't want your name appearing on the web page. Our Falcon COVID-19 app is here. By the way, if you have an Android device, can go and install any of the apps on this page. They are free. And what I'm going to put right up in this spot is a little video or slideshow or help document that shows how you actually go about installing. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be a very generalized set of instructions. I've been playing around with this with the Android devices that my family has, and I can tell you that each phone I try and do this on is a totally different deal. So it's really going to be up to people to kind of know their phones. So that's it. Here are any other links or information. This slideshow is in our lessons somewhere with these same links. It basically, email me if you forgot your username, if you want to use Sketchpad. In fact, if you want to use any of those art programs that I mentioned and you don't know how to get there, just email me. I'll send you the links. And it says watch the following, but this is the following. This is the video. You guys, this is the year. Please email me if you are having an issue with any of these apps. My office hours will go as normal Monday through Thursday. And again, email me, get in contact with me if you need to set up a meeting time. You may have to negotiate time with me because I have to leave my house to do the audio and video of the Zoom or Google Meet meetings. But I am happy to make those arrangements if you need some in-person help and you can't make my daily office hour. It has been a crazy year, but it has been a very enjoyable year working with you guys. Make yourselves proud and get those apps. Oh, I would prefer these all by Wednesday, but your official drop dead due date is June 19th. That is Friday. You guys have a great last week of school. I look forward to your awesome apps.